channel, or if you're new here, hi, welcome. Come and subscribe, like, comment. So today, a bit of a different setting for you all. As you would have seen from the little montage, I'm currently in the Emirates Business Lounge. So if you hadn't seen from my previous video as well, I have flown before, but that was on the Boeing 777. So today I'm actually going to be flying on the Emirates A380, which is a bit different. We are actually flying to London Heathrow. Last time we flew to Cairo, which is a lot shorter. So it's my first time flying business on the Emirates 380, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I can't wait. The time is currently, I think it's like midnight right now actually, and the lounge is a lot busier than when we flew to Cairo. Like when we flew to Cairo in September, there was like no one here, and already there's like so many people. I couldn't believe how busy it was, but don't know whether it's just because it's December and people are traveling, or whether it's the time of day. Honestly, not sure. We are currently flying home for Christmas, not driving home for Christmas, flying home for Christmas. And it's mad to think that in 12 hours time, just over, with time difference, just over 12 hours time, and we will be seeing our family for the first time in a year, nearly a year. We'll be seeing our family. It's just crazy. So yeah, can't wait. Keep you updated. So it is now dinner time, and thankfully it's like nearly midnight, so I'm so pleased they're not doing breakfast and they're still doing dinner. So I've got some turkey and mash, and then some stir-fried chicken and some rice with some water, because that's my favourite. We have just changed the location here. I just thought I'd give you a rundown in terms of the slight differences in terms of the different experiences so far between this one.
This is an exceptional announcement for missing passengers on EK 977 to Tehran.
So I just thought I'd give you a rundown in the slight differences between this experience and the one of flying business when we went to Cairo. Just so far, just doing the lounge experience. So first of all, we actually decided to upgrade when we went to Cairo when we got to business class. So originally we were actually only going to fly economy, and then we decided when we got to business class that we were going to upgrade the entire flight, which we may as well just upgrade the entire flight as well as get access to the business lounge when we were going to Cairo. So we checked in with everyone else. There was nothing different about that experience. This time, however, we upgraded well within advance of the flight. We checked in a completely different area. We turned up in a completely different area, which you would have seen from before as well. So the experience was completely different, and all those little things made such a difference. When we turned up, someone literally was at the door, took our luggage for us, took us to the check-in. We didn't queue. There was like rugs on the floor. You would have seen that. Beautiful building as well, so quick. Immigration as well was so easy. Just show the passport, through you go. Security, oh my goodness, there was no queue either. Literally put your bags through, in you go. It was just a flawless experience. Then none of this up the escalators and blah blah blah, which you would have seen in my Egypt video as well. Literally in a lift up a few floors here at duty free, and then boom into the business lounge. It was just so easy, so much easier than what we'd done before. So if you haven't seen the Egypt, well, not the Egypt one, if you haven't seen the flying business class, the first one, I would definitely recommend seeing that one, just so you could see the comparisons. As I said, literally at the moment it's just between the business lounges. I imagine there's going to be a big difference between the actual flights as well, because they are completely different aircrafts, which I'm very excited for. And Cairo as well was just classed as a medium flight, whereas this one is considered a long haul flight, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, I'm very excited. I've got my little business class. Very excited. got given a nice little toiletry one as well by Bulgari. Men and women get their own. Obviously everyone gets their hygiene kits. Everyone gets their head pieces as well. But we got these ones in business. Been given a menu. There we go, some alcohol. Got some light bites and some breakfast. Some sweets. There's a tablet as well, connected. Got some eye mask, which I'm excited for, and a little mini bar, a little console. Be charging my phone as well. Pillows, blankets. Nice window, more compartments. Very roomy. Very happy with that.
In London, where the local time is 10 minutes to 7 in the morning, and the temperature is 3 degrees Celsius. I'd like to thank you for flying Emirates in partnership with Qantas. We hope you enjoyed your flight, and we look forward to see you again soon. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep a safe 2-meter distance from other passengers as you leave the aircraft. Thank you. Good morning.
So it's been a few days later since you last would have seen me. So I've of course arrived safely in the UK, which I'm very grateful for. I'm not sure how well this outro is going to be. This is my mum's dog. He's very loving, as you can see in here, and basically I've sat on the floor because I thought the Christmas tree would be the most aesthetically pleasing, and he has decided that he would come and join me for this. We may have bribed him with a biscuit, so he may leave me alone for 2 seconds. But I managed to get back safe. You may have noticed, I feel like this was a very montagey video. And simply speaking, that was because I was not allowed to film. So I was actually really surprised. If you would have seen my Egypt one, you would have noticed that I was talking in it where I could. Obviously, it's really noisy on the plane anyway. The Egypt one was a daytime flight, and I don't know whether that had a difference in in what it was about, and obviously Egypt daytime, back to the UK was a nighttime flight. So I don't know if that was a difference because this was a nighttime flight, but as soon as you would have seen me going like, oh, this is my chair, this is this, and obviously I was really excited because that was the first time I'd flown on that particular plane actually, being like the double-decker one, and like then I was in business and it was all fancy, and like I had a big single chair to myself, and it was really exciting. I was really happy. And then as soon as I'd finished filming that bit, I had one of the air stewards come up to me and he was like, you can't film. And he was actually quite rude with it, to be honest with you. It wasn't like a, oh, I'm really sorry, miss, like you can't film, you know, it's against our policy or whatever. It was like, you can't film. Like, he was proper sassy with it, and I was a bit taken back by that because I have watched so many Emirates business flight and first class, you know, flights, and I've seen so many of the YouTube videos and so many different people doing that, and of course there are literally channels who have created their entire subscribers and content off of like comparing different classes and airlines. So I was really taken aback, and I don't know whether that, he didn't really give me a reason, so it could be for 100 different reasons. It could be because it was a nighttime flight and people didn't want me talking, I suppose. It could be because Emirates have had just a load of different job cuts with COVID, and maybe they didn't want people to see who had stayed on and who had lost their jobs. Could be that, or it could be that someone had complained in business class, they didn't want to be in it. Maybe they thought I wasn't going to be private about the whole situation, so that could have been another thing. So I was trying to think of all different ways. So either way, I was respectful about it, of course, and I didn't video and talk about it, but of course I wanted to get some snippets. At the end of the day, I was in business class and I wanted to make the most of it, and I'm pleased with how it came out, but unfortunately they are montages because I wasn't able to speak. But you would have seen that, you know, it was an absolutely lovely setup. Was able to, you know, turn my chair into a bed. It's a bit difficult with COVID. It's the little things that get taken away from you. So you have to do your own mattress. They're not allowed to touch it because of COVID, which I completely understand for the health hygiene reason, but you do kind of lose that, you know, that service there, which is fine, not the end of the world, you know. And then as well, obviously how the food comes out. I'd been watching videos before COVID, and I could see that people were obviously, how their food had come out was more like 5-star hotel style, not like in the little tinnies that you would get if you were in like economy. And obviously it was still very much like that, like with like the economy style. Nice food though, still very nice, but wouldn't rave about it. The business lounge food was very good though. Definitely rate that. I did enjoy that, but there weren't as many stations as what I found when we were going to Egypt. It was extremely busy. I also don't know if that was another thing. So the difference was when we flew to Egypt, we were literally like one of the only people in the business lounge, whereas this time it was like quite, it wasn't like manic, there were definitely places to sit, but I could see it was a lot more busier than before. And another thing to mention was the business class of the plane was actually full, whereas when we flew to Egypt there were like a handful of people there and we were basically like the only ones on it. So could be another reason why we were allowed to film before as well. Also actually getting onto the plane was a bit of a weird situation. So we were all queuing up outside business lounge, and then we all got crammed into a lift as well, and they were like checking our tickets like business and first class, because obviously some people can have access to the business lounge but still be flying economy, and we were all business class or first, and we were all getting crammed into a lift to go somewhere. I don't know, it's a bit of a weird setup, to be honest with you. As I said, not sure what the situation was. Overall the experience was good. I just don't know whether the plane was just so busy that they just felt like a bit overwhelmed compared to Egypt, where when we flew last time we were like literally the only ones, and I felt like maybe they could dote on us, and I really did get that experience there, even though the plane, like in comparing the planes, you can't, like the one that we just flew on was absolutely beautiful. The interior was amazing, it was a lot more modern, there was a lot more to it, all the stuff in the chair next to me, it was just incredible. So between the two, if I had to compare the two, for sure the one that I just come back on was absolutely amazing, and the Boeing 777 was of course a bit more outdated and smaller. The Emirates A380 of course was a lot bigger and modern, and between the two, yes, absolutely. But the service wise, I would honestly probably say the trip to Cairo was incredible. We did get the Bulgari bag as well, which was a nice touch. We didn't get that one when we went to Cairo, so that was a lovely little treat too. Film selection was good. Wish they had more Christmas films. but I managed to watch Home Alone, watch some Friends Christmas episodes. So honestly speaking, I was living my best life. Food wise, it's literally unlimited food, so you make sure you make the most of that one. Ask for those drinks, ask for that food. They had a bar as well, like a bar in the sky. How amazing is that? I didn't get much footage of that because I'd already been told off, but I tried to get it for you guys. That was really cool. So you can like ask for drinks, like at the bar, soft drinks, alcoholic drinks, unlimited of course, don't have to pay. And then I saw some M&Ms and I was like, what, M&Ms? So I was living my best life, like laid out, do you know what I mean, eating M&Ms, watching Friends. Me and Ollie had, you know, a little drink together, non-alcoholic 'cause I don't drink, you know, drinking the sky, which was lovely, you know, that was really special. Sky, the views was amazing. Oh, it was beautiful, and you were only allowed 4 people in there at a time, so, you know, like guests, not staff. So yeah, it was a really, really good aircraft. And, you know, the staff were good, but bar that one person, I was not happy with that at all. He was just rude. Other than that, it was fine. Actually, when we landed in the UK as well, so we were asked to fill out a locator form. So just before we had booked, this is like the legal stuff now. So we have booked to come out here so early. We have never been back to the UK for Christmas this early. Came out here so early because we were originally meant to do the 2-week quarantine. So the UK have a list of countries who have to do a 2-week quarantine to come back to the UK. And originally the UAE was part of that list. And then we booked our flights, and then literally 2 or 3 days after we booked our flights, the UK government had announced that the UAE and some of the other Middle East countries like Qatar and Kuwait have been taken off that list. So you could then enter the country, the UK, and you didn't have to do the 2-week quarantine. And I thought, brilliant, maybe we'll just have to do a COVID test when you enter. We filled out this locator form that you would have to do whether you've done a 2-week quarantine or not. Everyone has to do it, whatever country you come from. You have to do that within 48 hours. We got to the airport, and they did ask for it when we done our business class check-in. You didn't actually have to have your locator form filled out at that point, I'd like to point out too. You can literally fill it out by the time you get to the airport, but you can get fined if it's not completed by the time you land. So you can be doing it on the plane, you can do whatever, but it needs to be filled out by the time you get to the UK border. So we fill out that, we're all prepared, we do it within our 48 hours. I'm a bit like, I'm a stickler for the rules, so I like it done by then. And we arrive in the UK, and honestly, I was shocked. Like, there were no, like, I couldn't see any cameras that check your heat, I couldn't see anything really, to be honest with you. We didn't have any COVID tests, we didn't have anything actually, which was a bit of a concern. We obviously didn't need our 2-week quarantine. People were wearing their masks, which were great. Emirates were really hot on that as well, which was perfect. And sometimes in business class, because you're basically in your own little pods, people were taking off their masks because they thought they were safe. And Emirates were literally waking up people saying like, no, you need to put your mask on. So Emirates were really, really good in making sure people were wearing their mask at all time. I'd just like to point that out, like praise given where praise is due. So yeah, when we landed, it was a bit weird actually. So essentially anyone can come from anywhere in the world, and they don't have to do a quarantine or a COVID test, or there's no, I didn't have any of my heat checked or anything. Yeah, just a weird one. And I thought it was definitely worth mentioning because people are travelling from all over the world, and obviously I'm being very careful, but that is why I think so many people are travelling to certain countries from the UK, like Dubai. Dubai seems to be very popular at the moment for people to get their last minute bit of sun. So like I said, I'm being very careful. I'm wearing my mask. I'm staying at home in my little bubble, simply because obviously we do have vulnerable people in my family, and I didn't come all this way not to see them, so I need to be careful so I can see them eventually. And maybe even hug them, who knows. But I just thought I'd fill everyone in why maybe I'm not speaking as much as you would want or expect, and I feel like it was a bit montagey. But anyway, overall, of course the experience was amazing. I did sleep as well, I had a nice snooze. I did feel safe as well, I'd like to point out, with COVID and everyone being made to wear their masks at all times. And yeah, I can't really complain in that respect. Obviously it was just that they were a bit tight on the filming, but for 101 different reasons I did kind of think in my head, maybe it could be this, maybe it could be that, so I'm not going to be upset about it. But I was just quite surprised that I didn't even get an explanation. I did obviously enjoy my time in business, it was very good overall. Emirates I do think are very luxurious in terms of the Bulgari, like bags and general service and the actual like interior of their aircrafts. And the UK government, it's obviously got nothing to do with Emirates, but just thought I'd tell everyone what happened when I got to the other side. I'm here, I'm safe, I'm very lucky that I'm able to come and spend Christmas time with my family. I feel very blessed to be able to do that. I know many people can't, so I'm not taking that, you know, for granted at all. Just here to enjoy the festivities now, and here in our little bubble. Doesn't really matter where we are. So Eddie's here, the dog, so he definitely is enjoying being here. Also as well, any questions on the cats? Chloe is in a cat hotel. She's absolutely fine. She loves it there. I assume she will spend her entire time watching the guinea pigs. They have some guinea pigs at the cat hotel. Pretty sure she thinks they are tiny kittens and she just watches them all day. Frank and Fluffy, the two strays, are being looked after by our security guards, so they are absolutely fine as well. Just in case anyone was worried, but they are fine. We get WhatsApp updates as well. Yeah, I think that is everything. Overall, very happy with everything. Was just a bit like, I wanted to film, but I still done a montage anyway, so never mind. Thank you so much for watching. I hope, obviously, it was quite montagey at the beginning, spoke a bit at the end, maybe I spoke too much, not sure, but I hope it all makes sense. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to subscribe, like, comment, turn on your notification bell to stay updated. Hopefully I will be uploading more than once a week during December, because Christmas is my favourite time of the year. Who knows, maybe I'll have friends and family make cameos in this channel. Probably not, because everyone's camera shy, so the likelihood is not. You will probably still see my face forever and ever. But never mind, it's fine. If not, you can see the dog. He's always happy to be on camera. He's not camera shy. And if you haven't as well, if you've come across this video randomly, please be sure to go check out my flying business class when I went to Egypt, Cairo. That's a really good one to compare it to, just so you can see the two by what I'm saying. That was my first ever time flying business class. That was the Boeing 777, completely different experience. I think that was a slightly older aircraft as well, but I could not fault the service on that one. So yeah, be good just to get that comparison there. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Thank you, bye!